So in your talk, you use language that's familiar language in our community, and two words or concepts that you use, one word and a concept, trapping. Could you explain what that is? And
Yes.
you follow that up with what you meant by sandwich generation?
Okay. So trapping means setting traps to catch animals. And quite often this would be done by boys who are maybe 8 to 12 years old. So boys who are not yet old enough to hunt, but they're learning the landscape. And they're getting out there and they're learning the wilderness, and they're contributing to the household economy as well by setting traps to catch animals, which would then be cooked and served for dinner, okay? And so when a woman has sons who are out there catching food, she's a very wealthy woman. She's a very wealthy woman. They're putting food on the table. They're putting meat on the table. And these young boys would be very, very proud of that. And their parents would be very proud of them for going out and fishing or hunting when they get to be a little bit older. But at that age, they're too old. They're not old enough yet to deal with larger animals. So they're trapping, making traps, setting traps for small animals.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because in the African American community, these young boys use that same language, but it suggests their ability in the drug trade. They're trapping. So it's something that's inert. It's a natural instinct, but it's misplaced.
It's misplaced, yeah.
And you also use words, the sandwich generation. Can you explain that?
I was speaking of the generation of men who are, I would say they're middle-aged. So they're 40 and 50 years old. They are full members of their society. They're married. They have children. They have children who are probably getting up to into be teenagers, okay? They also have parents. Their parents may still be living. Their father may be living, which means that they're not quite the head of the family. They're not the chef de famille because their father is still alive, but their father is aged, and so he's not able to do the work in the fields anymore. They're the ones who's supervising the work of the younger men, and their father is de facto head of the family. He's still calling the shots, but they're sort of the supervisors on the ground. They have sons, they have younger brothers, and so they're taking care of everyone. Their father, their mothers. Their father may have more than one wife. Their father may have brothers. If their father has passed on, their uncles may still be alive, as well as their wives, their children, their younger brothers. They're in the middle. They're in the middle. And technically they're running things, but they haven't yet been given complete authority because their father's generation is still there and they're caring for them.
You made a very interesting remark that these skills and these notions that continue to exist in your research area in Guinea were skills and notions that go back generations, millennia perhaps, and that the enslaved Africans brought these notions with them to this part of the world. And these notions of responsibility they brought with them, but they were, for lack of a softer way to say it, they were beaten out of them. So the level of irresponsibility that exists today in the black community is something that was created over time through a part of the system of enslavement and degeneration over time. Well, thank you, Dr. Fields, for that very insightful lecture and for the contribution that you continue to make to a better understanding of Gullah Geechee people.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.